Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Shauna Kalafi, taking a live look over Seattle tonight. So we have an update on the mayor's race. The mayor-elect, Katie Wilson, speaking for the first time since the incumbent conceded. Here's a tweet for you. Breaking news, Katie Wilson, a socialist newcomer, will be Seattle's next mayor after the incumbent Bruce Harrell conceded.
I'm so happy to be here.
First-term Mayor Bruce Harrell conceded his re-election fight to progressive activist Katie Wilson today. Another victory for leftist Democrats around the country who are frustrated with unaffordability, homelessness, public safety, and the actions of President Trump's administration. Mayor Harrell previously served 3 terms in the city council. He identifies as a centrist Democrat. He led the race in the early results, but the later votes broke heavily in Wilson's favor. Now, Mayor-elect Katie Wilson did speak for the first time today since Harrell conceded. Let's listen to those remarks.
I am so happy to be here on this quintessentially Seattle day, a rainy day in November, to say to all of the people of Seattle, this is your city. And I am delighted, beyond delighted, to be your next mayor. It is an honor and a privilege that I will do my very best to be worthy of. It is hard for me to believe now that when this year began, I had no intention of running for any type of political office, let alone mayor of the largest city in the Pacific Northwest, my home for the last 21 years. This is the city where my daughter was born and will be raised. This is the city where I have spent my adult life, where I worked repairing boats and renovating apartments, and where I co-founded the Transit Riders Union with friends and community members 14 years ago to organize and advocate for the interests of working people. Seattle is a great city, a spectacular city, and we are also now a big city with big city problems of homelessness, unaffordability for working families, and growing divisions along lines of class and race and community. 9 months ago, I made the decision to run for mayor because I sensed that the people of Seattle and its government were out of step, that voters were in search of a new direction, and that our problems required new leadership. It has been, I think it's fair to say, a bruising 9 months. But now the fight is over, and it's time to come together. Mayor Harrell called me earlier this afternoon to congratulate me on a successful race. And shortly after, I watched the live stream as he gave a very thoughtful and heartfelt address to the people of Seattle. My speech today will be a little bit shorter than his, but don't worry, you'll hear plenty of me in the weeks and months to come. I want to sincerely thank Mayor Harrell for his many years of service to Seattle and to our entire region. We may not always have agreed on matters of policy and priority, and I think it's safe to say that our political visions differ in some significant ways. But I believe that both of us ultimately want the same thing, and that is the very best for Seattle and all of its diverse communities, opportunities for our young people, and a great quality of life for all. I want to recognize that Mayor Harrell has been, and I'm sure will continue to be, a person of great importance to this city, and that he has spent much of the last 20 years serving the people of Seattle, first as a council member, and then, not once but twice, as he reminded us today, as our mayor. I wish him all the best in his future endeavors. Leading a major city is an incredibly hard job, and Mayor Harrell has been at the helm during a difficult 4 years. I look forward to working with the mayor's team to ensure a smooth transition over the next 2 months. And I look forward to working with every member of the City Council next year to make progress on our greatest challenges together. The past 9 months have been for me a remarkable experience. A reporter called my team the other day and asked, who was the mastermind behind this campaign? Because no one saw us coming. No one saw us coming. And while it's true that there were some brilliant individuals who contributed to this effort, the real answer to that question is the literally thousands of volunteers who gave their time, their energy, their effort over the course of those 9 months. This was a grassroots campaign through and through, funded through Seattle's pioneering democracy voucher program and powered by volunteers. We knocked over 52,000 doors since the primary election. And I want to recognize our stellar field team leaders, Sochi Makovich, Artie Nosrati, Cecile Rouge, and James George, and the many super volunteers without whose efforts we simply could not have won this race. And I want to express my profound gratitude to my campaign manager, Alex Gallo-Brown, my lead organizer, Matt McIntosh, and to my consultant, Jake Simpson, and the team at Wind Power for their steadfast guidance throughout this campaign. And of course, to my family, my husband, Scott, and our daughter, Josephine, to my parents, and to all of the friends who have helped out in ways large and small, and ensured that throughout all the stress and chaos of this campaign, never once have I felt alone or unsupported. And to all of the volunteers, thank you, thank you, thank you. So many hearts, minds, hands, and spirits were part of our daily work, from creating graphics to shooting videos to writing scripts and posting on social media to knocking doors and organizing house parties and community meetings and on and on and on. It is really staggering to think about. And we needed every one of them because we were up against the most expensive attack campaign in Seattle's election history. Wealthy interests poured nearly $2 million into a political action committee to prevent my election, because for some people in our city, the status quo is working exactly as intended. It may look like an affordability crisis to working and poor people, but to others, it simply looks like business as usual. They might have the money, but we had the people. And the results of this election prove that. The working people of our city are tired. They are ready for something new, something more hopeful and just and equitable. And I am committed to fighting as hard as humanly possible to realize our shared vision. There is an awful lot that I want to accomplish as mayor. I want everyone in this great city of ours to have a roof over their head. I want universal childcare and free K-8 summer care. I want world-class mass transit. I want great, safe public spaces where kids can run around with abandon. I want stable, affordable housing for renters. I want social housing. I want much more land and wealth to be owned and stewarded by communities instead of corporations. I want a robust economy with thriving small businesses, great living wage jobs, and strong rights for workers. I want a city where everyone has the basics of a dignified life, including healthy food, access to health care, and supportive communities. I want a city where your health and your life expectancy and your children's future doesn't depend on your zip code or your race. I believe that I will be stepping into office with a strong mandate to pursue this vision. I believe it is notable that all of that money focused on attacking me, but not my vision or platform. And that is because this vision and platform are supported by an overwhelming majority of Seattle residents, as demonstrated by the resounding victories of the other progressive candidates running for office in Seattle this year. Collectively, I believe we will be stepping into office with a strong mandate to tackle the affordability crisis, meaningfully address homelessness, and build a city for working people. There's something that I've said repeatedly throughout this campaign. I am a community organizer, and I will not stop being a community organizer when I step into the mayor's office. I can lead from inside City Hall, but as a community organizer, I know how absolutely vital is leadership and organizing and movement building from the outside. And I intend to govern in a way that creates opportunities for that organizing, that encourages and responds to it. To the people of Seattle, I say, what I am able to actually accomplish in office will depend on you. It will depend on the support and the pressure and the people power that you all are able to build in the months and the years ahead. It's your work and your initiative that will continue to drive our city and our society forward. When I say this is your city, that means that you have a right to be here and to live a dignified life, whatever your background and whatever your income. But it also means that we all have a collective responsibility for this city and for each other. And to all those who opposed my election and are skeptical of my leadership, you know who you are. There are many of you. I'm very aware that there is anxiety and fear in some circles. I say, tough luck, it looks like you're gonna have to deal with me. Joking. I say, this is your city too. I'm a coalition builder. I know that we are in this together, and we cannot tackle the major challenges facing our city unless we do it together. I will be a mayor for everyone. I will listen and I will learn. And although we may not always agree, I am absolutely committed to working together whenever and wherever we can for the good of the city and for all of its residents. And I know, especially in the challenging times that we are in, how important partnerships will be, not just within Seattle, but with King County and throughout Washington State and beyond. I am so looking forward to working in close collaboration with all of our city council members and our new city attorney, with our incoming King County executive, Girmay Zahalai, with Governor Bob Ferguson and Attorney General Nick Brown, and so many others, as we work to improve the quality of life in our city and state and protect our residents from federal overreach. As a progressive and as a socialist, I believe in good governance. Our government is how we act collectively, how we accomplish the things that can only be done together. I believe that our city should be able to tackle big challenges and take on big, ambitious projects. And I believe it is a very bad thing when people begin to lose faith in the ability of their government to be responsive and effective and to deliver results for its constituents. I look forward to working alongside all of the dedicated public servants who work for the City of Seattle, not just to advance a transformative policy agenda, but to make sure that we are delivering basic services, communicating with constituents, working collaboratively with every single neighborhood around the city, and building that faith and trust in government that is so essential and yet so rare in our times.